From News 4 New York, this is a special report.
This is an NBC News special report.
Good morning. I'm glad you could join us on this lovely Tuesday morning. I'm your anchor, Amelia Whitman, and this is my co-host, Sarah Marshall. Several thousand protesters gathered today. Excuse me. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got it. I just learned of an urgent news report that has come into the station. Recent discoveries proving the theory of evolution. Clearly a subject of debate, well, since the beginning of mankind.
That is true, Amelia. We actually have Charles Darwin in the studio today, back from his research to the Galapagos. Charles Darwin, an English naturalist most recognized as the founder of modern evolutionary theory, has argued throughout his career that all species of life have evolved from a common ancestor through the process of natural selection. In his book, The Origin of Species, which has just recently made #1 on Orpha's book list, established evolutionary descent with modification as the dominant scientific explanation of diversification in nature.
He argues that a population of organisms adapt to their environment as the proportion of genes for favorable traits increases. An evolving population, a single organism's genetic contribution to the next generation, is termed fitness. Thus, an individual with a high fitness is well adapted to its environment and reproduces more successfully than individuals with a low fitness.
And now to our interview.
I'm connected with Charles Darwin as we speak. Mr. Darwin, may we ask what recent discoveries you have made that prove the evolutionary theory?
Oh, of course. And may I preface by saying, my theory of evolution was always credible. It never needed this excess proof and is clearly more factually based than those zealot fanatics that claim God came down on Earth with his magical fruit and poofed animals. But that's for another time.
Well, we'll actually be speaking with Father Melroy later. As we all know, evolutionary theory has always been a controversial subject and has created strict division between those who believe God is responsible for animal and human life on Earth, and those who believe it is scientific evolution that has led to the current state of mankind.
Well, from my work with the species of birds on the Galapagos Islands, I was able to conclude the possibility that one species does change into another by examining the geographical distribution of living species, such as the rheas, one of the birds that were the subject of my experiments. My thoughts on lifespan, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction then developed into my bee notebook. Around mid-July, I also sketched branching descent, then a genealogical branching of an evolutionary tree. As you can see, this clearly disproves Lamarck's idea that independent lineages progress to higher forms.
So, Mr. Darwin, can you elaborate on your evolutionary theories for those viewers who are not familiar with your work?
Oh, of course. Well, there are several ways that species can change and adapt to their habitats. The change of two or more species in close association with one another is called coevolution. Sometimes organisms appear to be very similar, and in fact are not closely related at all. This similarity is a result of convergent evolution. Similar features that originated in a shared ancestor are described as homologous features, whereas analogous features serve identical functions and look somewhat alike. Also, vestigial features are incredibly important. They are essentially useless, however, were once useful to an ancestor but are not useful to the modern organism that has them.
Interesting. Now, we're just going to cut to a small segment that illustrates exactly what Mr. Darwin's work argues.
Evolution was first thought up by scientist Charles Darwin. He believed the reason why creatures in the same family have similar traits was because they inherited them from their parents. Beat the weak, then you'll have more children, and thus pass on your strong genes. We evolved from apes, that evolved from monkeys, that evolved from rodents, that evolved from lizards, that evolved from amphibians, that evolved from fish, that evolved from jellyfish, that evolved from single-celled organisms. These people believe in creationism, except fossils, which were created by Satan.
We will return after these short commercial breaks for our interviews with Father Melroy of the Catholic Church and Mr. Charles Darwin.
science is about to rock your world.
This bubble is smoking.
See live for bubble.
The Bubble Experiment Lab. It looks wacky.
See ya, Smokey.
But it's pure science.
Bubbles and bubbles, it's a trick. Just mad science.
Now build your own hydraulic robot arm. Pump up the pressure and put your water to work with ultimate precision.
Wait, you discovered gravity.
Make some slime with the Goo Maker.
Awesome.
Mad science, making science fun for everyone.
Hello and welcome back. We're here with Father Melroy.
Do we have time for a short prayer?
No, it's not the time. And surprisingly, Charles Darwin, who has flown in from the Galapagos.
I've evolved wings! No.
Okay. So, Father Melroy, what is the Catholic and the Christian Church's view on evolution?
Yes, tell us, Father Melroy.
Honestly, I just think they're lying to God's children. Take Lamarck, for example. He argued 3 ideas. 1, strive for perfection. 2, use and disuse. And 3, inheritance of acquired traits. But he was obviously proven wrong. And so why should we trust this Mr. Darwin?
Father Melroy. The word evolution refers to an orderly succession of changes. Biological evolution is the change of populations of organisms over generations. Early scientists, such as myself, noticed that new life forms appear to be modifications of fossils found in the same geographical area. This strongly implies that a natural modification process must be at work.
So, what exactly do you believe in, Mr. Father Melroy?
Well, Amelia, I believe in creationism, of course. It's the belief that humanity, life, the earth, and the universe were created in the original form by God.
Creationism is as absurd as intelligent design.
God will smite you!
The assertion that certain features of unliving things and living things are best explained by an intelligent cause and not an undirected process such as natural selection is ridiculous!
Go to hell, Darwin!
So before this gets too rowdy, we will end this Tuesday segment of our special report. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Charles Darwin and Father Melroy. Thank you.
From News for New York, this is a special report.